So as you may have seen over the last week or so, Notts County are back in business. And by that I mean that they are back as a serious football club that can go places again. Because for a few months, it was looking quite bleak. I covered the story on the 25th of June. At that point, there was a takeover looming that just wasn't happening at any pace. Previous owner Alan Hardy kept saying that it was going to happen, but finally, on the 26th of July, that takeover took place. Everything's now improved, and we're going to look at it in this video. But first of all, this video is sponsored by One Football, who've been great sponsoring this channel over the last few months. It's been great working with those guys, and their app is really good. It's got really good average ratings of 4.7 and 4.8 on Android and Apple, with over 1 million people voting for their rating on Android in particular, which is showing that this app is really highly rated. And it's just a great way to stay up to date with loads of different information from the football world right across the world. There's a lot of leagues included from numerous different countries right across the planet. If you want to download it and haven't done so already, the link to download it will be in the top line of the description. Without any further ado, let's get straight into the situation that has now been resolved, I think, at Notts County. So as I said, I did cover this video in part one. That'll be linked up in the cards. And basically at that point, the staff hadn't been paid since May, and that was still the case right up until the takeover. Also, there was a transfer embargo on the club and all sorts of other problems. There were 250 grand in debt to HMRC. They didn't have a new kit because they hadn't paid Puma reportedly a 6-figure fee. So their new kit was just sat in a warehouse waiting to be delivered upon the payment being made for it. There was a threat of administration, all sorts of different problems. However, on the 26th of July, Danish brothers Alexander and Christopher Reeds completed their takeover. These guys created and own a football analysis company called Football Radar, which described themselves as a leading provider of football betting advice. We specialise in predicting the outcome of matches and competitions and have helped our clients achieve outstanding returns in the betting markets for the past 10 years. Now, when they've come in, they've actually put a real emphasis on sorting the core problems out at the club at that point. That was to pay off the HMRC debt, which they did within just a couple of days. Also, they paid all the staff the outstanding wages that they hadn't received since May, which is a long time, 2 months worth. It actually led to Nottingham Forest, their bitter rivals, doing a bucket collection for the staff and players at Notts County, basically just to pay their wages, and they actually raised a good bit of money for that. But now that new owners have come in, that money is going to be put to a charity of the two clubs' choice anyway. So that just shows that despite them being huge rivals on the pitch, off the pitch, they are working together to help these people out. Now, due to their unpaid HMRC bill, the club were due back in the High Court on the 31st of July. So they're cutting it fine, only just about completing the takeover in time for that and paying off the HMRC debt, which means they have had their transfer embargo lifted. It was lifted on the 30th of July by the National League. So Neil Ardley, the club's manager, was finally able to bring players in, and within about 24 hours, they'd already got 7 names through the door. Now, I was interested to see what sort of players the club would be bringing in, because obviously with the lack of money that they had before, you think they might struggle this season, but with now new owners in, it's a case of how ambitious are they? Are they going to just try and steady the ship and see them try and be self-sustainable? Or are they going to really go for it and try and get some superb signings? And I've been impressed with their signings. Ben Turner was the first one through the door, who's got around 200 appearances in the Championship and the Premier League over his career. And he's still 31, so he's still a good player for this level for sure. Also, Zemana Bakayoko's also got a lot of appearances in the Football League as well. He came in as the first one on the 1st of August. Ben Turner was only one on the 31st of July. After Bakayoko came in, Sam Slocum came in from Bristol Rovers, Damien McCrory and Dion Kelly-Evans were also brought in. Then Nathan Tyson, who'd been on trial with the club throughout pre-season. And finally, Jim O'Brien was brought in to end a very busy day of transfers. And this day didn't end there, because they were finally able to announce their new kit. Previous owner Alan Hardy denied claims that this bill was 6 figures, but he did say that Puma weren't going to supply the club with their new kit until the new owners had come in and paid Puma what is owed. So I think this is a bit poor from Hardy. I know it's just a business in terms of he doesn't want to pay for something which he's then going to leave straight afterwards, so it's not going to benefit him to do that. But he has really not had a good impact on that club at all. He has left them in ruin, and thankfully someone has come in and taken over. And I think these new owners do have good intentions because they've paid this kit bill. Puma have given them their kit. It was finally announced on the 1st of August, just 48 hours before the opening day of the league season on the 3rd. But due to the desperate nature of the kit situation, local MP Lillian Greenwood actually wrote to Juventus, who famously got inspired by Notts County and used their black and white stripes as their kit. Juventus have now grown into one of the biggest football clubs in the world, and they offered to help out Notts County, but now with the new kit being paid for and the deal being with Puma, the Adidas offer that Juventus put to Notts County had to unfortunately be declined. But it's great to see that despite these two clubs going in opposite directions over time, over the last over 100 years, it's still good to see a big giant like Juventus remembering their roots. At the end of this hectic week, the first match of the National League season took place. Unfortunately for Notts County, it didn't quite go very well. They travelled away to Eastleigh and lost 1-0. They also got 2 players sent off in the last 15 minutes. But in the grand scheme of things, that result is totally insignificant because the club now can look forward to their future. They have prospects of becoming a decent team again and bouncing back up to the Football League. Can they do it at the first attempt? Let me know where you think they'll finish in the comment section down below. Do you think these new owners are going to really change the fortunes of this club? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit the like button and click subscribe as well. So yeah, I hope to see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.